Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of ReRun Productions, this, my friends, is the 2010 Knockout Cup Grand Final first leg, featuring the South Coast rivals that are those Eastbourne Lifestyle Eagles and the Castle Cover POOLE Pirates. We are in for an absolute thriller here on a sunny Sunday with a 5 p.m. start time. The sun is very much with us today after a bit of a dodgy week running up to this with the weather. Glad to say though that both the teams are ready to rumble, as obviously there's been a slight delay with inactivity in the build up to this finals, but that's the way that the fixture list has worked out. It's all labelled up to be an absolute stonker of a meeting. The fact that it's a knockout cup final is one thing. The fact that it's Eastbourne and Poole adds that extra bit of a dimension to the thriller. Eastbourne have got to capitalise on this being the first leg. No absolute excuses for the weather. Track's an A1 nick. We're going to find out exactly what the two teams are thinking, particularly from the team managers and of course from the captains, as we build up to our very first heat of this first leg of that grand final here in the Knockout Cup in 2010. All right, we are counting down then to the season's finale in the form of the Knockout Cup here. First leg, we welcome from the POOLE Pirates, Mr. Poole himself, Bjarne PEDERSEN of Denmark. Bjarne, welcome back to sun-kissed Eastbourne. At the moment it's not so cold, but obviously it's going to get a bit fresher later on. How are you boys fixed for this?
Actually, about the weather, you can't ask for better weather. So it's end of the season and, great weather for a good final tonight, yeah.
How are you guys mentally now? Obviously, the Elite League's done and dusted. The post-mortem's been done. Don't know what happened, but there we go. Coventry won. Poole came second. This is a brand new competition now. You've done well to take care of Peterborough, both home and away. But now it's Eastbourne, who, similar to Coventry, are running into form at the right time against you.
I mean, if we won the league, there'll probably be a different team tonight because everybody will be more, feel have done the job. But we lost the final, so everybody is up for getting something out of the season now. So if you're looking on the meeting today, probably that was the good thing we lost the final. But we for sure we want to have won it. But that's how what happened.
Now, Bjarne, we catch you just before you're just about to do a track walk, I guess. Just for the viewers at home with ReRun Productions, what are you guys looking for when you go around for this lap? I mean, is it just a social thing? Is it just a case of calming the nerves, or are you actually technically looking at the track?
Yeah, I can only speak from my own point. It's about the setup on the bike wheel, looking on the start, the corners, how grippy it is today or how slick it is. So just a quick lap to see what sprocket existing we need to start out with. It's very important.
Finally then, Bjarne, it's over 2 legs. First leg here then, second leg your place on Wednesday night. What are your team orders then for tonight?
We always, the goal is always to win, is it? But if we can't win it, keep it as close as possible. Good one.
Be safe, enjoy. Okay, another man who's got a little bit of extra pressure on his shoulders to bring home some silverware in 2010. It's fair to say that they're going to this as favourites, surely. Team manager of Poole, Neil Middleditch. Welcome back to Eastbourne. A South Coast derby in the final. Couldn't have scripted it better, could we?
No, I didn't fancy a drive to Wolverhampton, so I was chuffed a bit that Eastbourne got it. But it's going to be a good meeting. Tough. We know it's going to be tough because Eastbourne are particularly good around here and they've had some good results, confidence. So we're expecting a big one tonight.
And again, weather-wise, importantly, it's been beautifully sunny and dry all day. Just been on a track walk. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. I mean, and Bob prepares such a great track anyway. I mean, he can work miracles with the track, and for the home boys, he does a fantastic job.
Neil, you've lived the roller coaster that is POOLE Pirates in 2010. How have you approached this one with the boys tonight in particular? A lot of pressure on this first leg to keep it close, obviously, if not to win for your second leg. How are their minds after that the player final?
Yeah, we're devastated. I mean, that wouldn't be too harsh a word to use, but I said to just out on the track now. I mean. They deserve to win it because they've worked so hard this season, and to finish without any silverware would be a travesty. But Eastbourne are there to try and stop us doing that, aren't they?
They are indeed. 2008 obviously springs to mind in a replay of that final. We obviously went to your place in the second leg and drew on the night, but that was then, and this is now. Key riders to be looking up against, maybe against Eastbourne. Who are your danger men as such?
I think they all are really around here, aren't they? I mean, obviously you've got Lewis Bridger in tonight, who's hit a rich vein of form, knows his track inside out, and if you get the proper racer Lewis here today, he's going to be very, very dangerous. Matej, I mean, good team all the way through, really. You can't really sort of point the finger at anybody and go, well, they're not going to give us any trouble. I think they all are.
Finally, Neil, from a personal point of view, how have you enjoyed your Speedway this year? Obviously you had the downs of 2009, and here we are in 2010.
Yeah, it's been a great season for us. I mean, it was a very bitter pill to swallow, losing the title the way we did, but that's the rules, as I said before, and we abide by them. We'd quite happily come in that way if that was the case. But yeah, I always enjoy my Speedway. I mean, I wouldn't be in it for so long if I didn't. But it's just, I would love to get something out of this season for the Pirates.
Here's the 30 cracking heats of Knockout Cup final action. Good luck now.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Pre-meeting parade and a massive crowd by Arlington's recent standards have turned up for this fixture here. This 5 o'clock start in late October sunshine, been a glorious weather down here today. The track looks in perfect condition as the two teams are about to be introduced to the expectant crowd here today for this fixture. And the riders just disembarking there, the Eastbourne Lifestyle Eagles of course, and they'll be followed by the Poole Pirates. We'll give you the two teams, starting with the Pirates. Jason Doyle rides at 7. At number 6 it is Leon Madsen, having a few problems getting his face mask on. At number 5 it is Davey WATT, the Poole captain, former Eastbourne rider as well of course. Number 4 sees Artur MROCZKA, he's struggling for form at the moment. Bjarne PEDERSEN rides at 3, Darcy WARD is at 2, and Chris Holder's at 1, although we never got to see him. They're rushing through these the line-up. Ricky KLING rides at 7 for the Lifestyle Eagles. Lewis Bridger, the guest, coming in at 6. At number 5 it is Joonas KYLMAKORPI. He's been in great form all season. Number 4 it is Cameron Woodward, the captain of course. Cameron Woodward got that fantastic 18-point paid maximum here in the huge win against Wolverhampton in the semi-finals of this Knockout Cup. At number 3, Simon Gustafsson, operating ride replacement. At number 2 for the injured Thomas Jedrzak. There is the number 1, that is Matej ZAGAR. That's how the home side line up. And where we caught Chrissy Holder, there he is, just being pushed off. Let's go and join Kevin with the captains.
Davey, it is tails, sir. All right, Poole have won the toss of gate positions. What are you going for, sir?
We're going to have 1 and 3.
All right, Poole have won the toss. They're going to go for gates 1 and 3. Davey, let's have a word with you first then, sir. Here we go then, 2010. It was all set to be an amazing season. Didn't quite work out like that in the playoff final. Are you boys over it, and are you ready for this cup final? Simple as that.
You know what, it has been an amazing season. We've all enjoyed it. It's been a fantastic time, and it's been a great bunch of guys to ride with, and we've got a great club and great fans, and we've enjoyed traveling everywhere this year, and it has been great. It didn't go according to plan in the final, obviously, so that's pretty heartbreaking, but we've got another trophy here on offer tonight, and 2 very good clubs to fight it out with, so yeah, it should be good.
Davey, similar to Coventry, you're facing Eastbourne now when they seem to run into a great bit of form, particularly here at home. This first leg is vital to you boys, isn't it?
Both legs are vital. We know that they're going well, and we've spoken about it. We know that they're everyone here's in a good vein of form, and we know we've got our work cut out for us tonight. So it's not easy, and we can't rely on the second leg. It's going to be two big meetings, and we're looking to put in some big performances, and hopefully we'll have a trophy at the end of it.
All right, Davey, thanks for your time, my friend. I'll let you get ready.
As the two teams are about to get this Knockout Cup final underway then. First leg, of course, we're going to have 30 heats, 15 here and then 15 down at Wimborne Road on Wednesday. There's the two teams lined up for this one. The lineup, we've got Darcy WARD, he comes out off gate number 1. Doesn't rate this as one of his favourite tracks. Gate number 2, that sees Lewis Bridger, ride replacement for Eastbourne, going to Lewis in this one. Of course, he'll be out in the next race as well. Gate number 3 sees Chris Holder from the outside. It is Matej ZAGAR. Heat 1 up, fly the tapes. Who's flown out of the start? Well, it is the rider in white. That is Chris Holder. He takes the lead from Darcy WARD in second place. ZAGAR is in third with Lewis Bridger at the back. So an ideal start this for the Castle Cover Pirates. Of course, they had a disaster in the grand final, as ZAGAR will now lose his third place to Lewis Bridger, and a perfect start this for the visitors, as Holder, well, he's stretching his lead over WARD in second place. Lewis Bridger back in third. We've lost ZAGAR with machinery problems at the back, so an awful start for the Eastbourne number 1. Awful start for the team as a whole, as Poole, where they're going to open up with a big 5-1 in the opening race. they don't count this as one of their favourite tracks, but they may do after this afternoon and the early evening Cup clash. First leg 2010 final. The Poole fans on the second bend, they'll be absolutely delighted with the start that their riders have made, as Chrissy Holder takes the victory, Darcy Ward in second, Lewis Bridger gets a point in third, Zagar pulling out with machinery problems in that one. A great start for the visitors and the worst possible start for the Eagles. So following that 5-1 in heat number 1 for the Castle Cover Pirates, the Eagles, they'll be wanting to hit back immediately here in race number 2. We've got Lewis Bridger, the guest, coming out off at gate number 1. Off at gate 2 it is Leon Madsen. Gate number 3, that sees Ricky Kling. And from the outside is Jason Doyle. Doyle wearing a new set of leathers we haven't seen before this season. As the race is about to get underway. Pool 5, Eastbourne 1. Great start for the visitors. Heat 2 is underway, going into that first corner. And well, it is the rider in white, that is Leon Madsen, who's made a fast start, but Bridger's come through to lead the way. His teammate Ricky Kling, is in last place. As the riders come around and complete the opening lap. Bridger, what he's doing, he's looking for his teammate for the evening, but he's not there. Ricky Kling is at the back. Madsen and Doyle in second and third. They're going to be content, I think, to get a shared heat in this one. Bridger still looking behind, but there's nothing he can do. Kling, he'll be wanting to find a way past Jason Doyle if he can. As they go down the back straight, it is still Bridger. Well, he's going to set sail for home now with Madsen in second. Kling, he's not going to be able to get to Jason Doyle. It's going to be a shared heat in race number 2. Excellent sized crowd for this Knockout Cup final first leg. And Lewis Bridger, he takes a pretty emphatic win. Second place goes to Madsen, third spot to Jason Doyle. With Ricky Kling, well, he's only just crossed the finish line now. A 3-all in heat number 2, following that 5-1 in race 1. It means that the Lifestyle Eagles, they move on to 4 points, but the Castle Cover Pirates, they lead on 8. Eastbourne, they do need a good lead, you feel, to take down to Wimborne Road. Lewis Bridger, great race win in heat number 2. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of him this evening. So heat number 3, and the riders out at the start line for this one. We've got Bjarne Pedersen, he comes out off gate number 1. What a great season he has had for the Castle Cover Pirates. Gate number 2, that sees Cameron Woodward. Had an excellent meeting here against Wolverhampton, of course, in the Knockout Cup semi-final. Gate 3 brings out Artur MROCZKA. He's been struggling for form a bit of late in the last half of the season. And off gate number 4 it is Simon Gustafsson. Simon, if you wanted to make a big start off at gate number 4, race winners so far, they've come from gate number 1 and gate number 3. Of course, Chrissy Holder, Darcy WARD getting that big 5-1 in the opener. Eastbourne 4, Poole 8. Heat 3 is away, and so Simon Gustafsson. Bjarne Pedersen has not. He had engine failure off the start line. It is the home side who are on a maximum heat advantage at the moment. Simon Gustafsson leading the way from Cameron Woodward in second place. Artur MROCZKA in third. Pedersen on the inside of the track on the centre green, and his race has run before it got started really, as Simon Gustafsson and Cameron Woodward. A 5-1 here would bring the scores level at 9 points apiece. This is just what Eastbourne would have wanted, as Alan Rolpel is holding out the yellow and black flag. A lap to go, and it is Gustafsson who's leading the way from Cameron Woodward in second place. MROCZKA way back in third. A 5-1 is on the cards for the home side, as Simon Gustafsson wins it from Cameron Woodward. Artur MROCZKA quite a distance back in third. That's lit the home section of the crowd up. Obviously predominantly Eastbourne fans here this afternoon, late afternoon, early evening now. But a big congregation of Poole fans by the second bend. But the home crowd are delighted. A 5-1 for Eastbourne. The score's now level. So we move on to heat number 4 then, and with the scores level, we have Jason Doyle. He comes out off gate number 1 in this one. He got a paid second in heat number 2, of course. Gate number 2, Ricky Kling, did not look very effective at all in the reserves race. He'll be hoping to get amongst the points in this one. Gate number 3, that sees the pool captain, of course, Davey WATT. And from the outside, it is Joonas KYLMAKORPI, the world long track champion, and also the London Riders champion, of course, having won the title at Lakeside a week ago on Friday in a rain-curtailed meeting. He managed 6 heats of that meeting. Jonas, he had 2 rides and won both of them, and he was awarded the championship. So, multi-winner this season. On the individual front, can he help the Eagles to team title as well? As heat number 4 gets underway, Davey Watt's made a great start of a 3. So has Jason Doyle from the inside, he's gone with him. The Eagles pair are struggling, and KYLMAKORPI, he's struggling bad because he's pulled out with machinery problems, looking down at his bike. Kling, he's back in 3rd, he really must try and find a way past Jason Doyle. Well, yes, it's going to be another 5-1 for the Castle Cover Pirates, and they will regain their 4-point advantage as Davey Watt leads the way, then Doyle in second. The 2 number 7s are battling for that second place. Here comes Kling now on the inside. He's very much a gator, is Ricky. He doesn't very often find a way past an opponent. He's not doing so at the moment. Doyle still holding on to second place. Jason, we got his first ever paid maximum for Poole in the win against Peterborough just over a week ago in his 76th match for the Castle Cover Pirates, and he's started off well here tonight. He's got paid 5 from his first 2 rides. Davey Watt starts off with a great victory. 3rd spot goes to Ricky Kling, only a point from Ricky's first 2 rides. The Castle Cover Pirates, so that sees them move on to 14 points. Of course, Eastbourne, well, they are struggling. They're on 10. Can they hit back in race number 5? Before that we're going to have a track grade. And we're down in the pits. There is the race winner from heat number 4. Davey Watt looks a little bit concerned, but it was a good win for him in that one. Poole, of course, securing their second 5-1 of the meeting with Jason Doyle there. He is. Doyle, well, he started well, paid 5 from his first 2 rides. Very bright leathers as well that he's wearing, as you can see. So the Castle Cover Pirates, well, they're in the ascendancy. Joonas KYLMAKORPI, well, he's blown his engine. He sees it in that opening ride, so he's having a warm up in second bike before his next outing, due out in heat number 7. Lucas Drimmel on hand as well. Certainly not going well for Eastbourne in the early heats. They're up against it. So moving on to heat number 5 then, with Eastbourne trailing by 4 points. The lineup, we see Simon Gustafsson coming out off gate number 1. He, of course, got a win in heat number 3. Gate number 2, that sees Darcy WARD. He combined with Chris Holder for a win in heat number 1. Off gate number 3 is Cameron Woodward, and from the outside is Chris Holder. Eastbourne 10, Poole at 14, in front of an excellent crowd here. Of course, the second leg coming up in 3 nights' time down at Wimborne Road. Will Eastbourne be leading? Will Poole? Will it be a tie here this evening? Heat number 5 is about to get underway. Green light is on as they go into that first turn. Good start there by Woodward and also by Gustafsson. The roars ring round the stadium for the home pair. Chris Holder moves through in the 3rd spot. Darcy WARD is at the back. So the Poole pair that scored a 5-1 in heat number 1, they're on the wrong end of a 5-1 in heat number 5. What a great start this is for the Gustafsson-Woodward partnership. As Holder, he makes a move on the inside of Simon Gustafsson, but Simon just holds him off. Now Holder coming around the outside. Good action in heat number 5. Woodward, meanwhile, still leads the way. It is a 5-1 at the moment, but will it remain so? Everyone's watching the race for second spot between Gustafsson and Holder, the Poole number 1. Holder trying to cut back. Well, I don't think he's going to be able to get to him. The checkered flag is out for Cameron Woodward. He's going to take a victory. Simon Gustafsson gets second place. Third spot, that goes to Chrissy Holder. A 5-1 for the home side then. This topsy-turvy match. We've had 4 5-1s in the opening 5 races. And, well, it results, or the aggregate score at the moment is 15 points apiece. As a home crowd, well, they're going to be delighted with that. As is Simon Gustafsson and Cameron Woodward. A 5-1 in heat number 5. The scores are level. So heat number 6 of this enthralling knockout cup clash. Nothing between the two sides as we come on to this race then. And at the lineup we've got Davey WATT. He looked very impressive in his first race win. He's off gate number 1. Off at gate number 2 it sees Matej ZAGAR. He certainly was not impressive in his first outing. Gate number 3 that sees the rider in yellow, that is Leon Madsen. And from the outside rider replacement we've got Simon Gustafsson, who has been brilliant so far to a win and a paid victory. It's paid 6 for him from his first 2 outings. 5 races gone, the scores are level. Heat number 6, a strong partnership this for the Lifestyle Eagles, potentially, but Davey WATT will look very good in heat number 4 as the race gets underway. ZAGAR off gate 2 has made a good start, and Simon Gustafsson, when he's locked up, and he was, it looked like for a moment he was going to come through possibly in the 2nd place, but he's now at the back. Davey WATT is in 2nd place, Madsen is in 3rd, Gustafsson in last position, but Matej ZAGAR is who leads the way in 1st spot, looking much better in his 2nd outing as they complete lap number 2. A shared heat looking likely in this one as ZAGAR leads the way as dusk falls here over the Arlington Stadium. It is ZAGAR who is held in front. Davey WATT in 2nd spot, Madsen in 3rd, Simon Gustafsson, well, after that slight error coming out the 2nd bend, he's going to fail to score in this one. Matej ZAGAR does not, though, he wins the race. 2nd spot goes to Davey WATT, Leon Madsen in 3rd, and Gustafsson, well, he's just crossed the line now. He'd be ruined his slight error, I'm sure, as he locked up coming out the 2nd bend just as he was going to come around the outside of Madsen. May possibly have got to WATT as well, but it does result in our 2nd shared heat of the night. And Eastbourne, well, they move on to 18, and so do the POOLE Castle Cover Pirates. So that was a much better ride by Matej ZAGAR in that one, of course, following his engine problems in his first outing. Race victory for him, but with Simon Gustafsson at the back. The scores, they do remain level. Serious look there from the Slovenian. Big meeting, of course, this for all team members. POOLE, they're desperate to get some silverware following their runner-up spot in the Elite League. Davey WATT, 2nd place for him in that one. There is Trevor Gear, the Eastbourne team manager. And well, there is Glenn Martin as well, helps out on the management side. Simon Gustafsson, he'll be disappointed with that last place in heat number 6. And well, there's the king of the white line, retired now, of course, that is the one and only Gordon Kennett, former Eastbourne star here. And Paul Hurry, good to see him watching the action, having a few words there with Jason Doyle. Let's get back to the action in heat number 7. Heat 7, and as we come into this one, of course, with those the two teams locked at 18 points apiece, we've got Joonas KYLMAKORPI, who had engine problems in his first ride. He comes out off gate number 1. Gate 2, that's his Bjarne PEDERSEN, of course, where he also had engine issues or mechanical issues in his first ride, didn't get past or barely got off the start line. Gate number 3, that sees a change. Out goes Lewis Bridger, in comes Ricky Kling, who has looked poor so far this evening. And from the outside it is Artur MROCZKA, who was quite a way behind Gustafsson and Woodward when he had a 5-1 scored against him and Pedersen in heat 3. Race number 7. 18 points to each side. Green lights on. Safe fly up into that first turn. Good. KYLMAKORPI's made a good gate. Pedersen's gone with him. MROCZKA has come down and he's gone head first almost into the safety fence. And well, the race has been stopped. And well, the yellow exclusion light has been put on by tonight's referee. And MROCZKA, well, he does look as if he is okay. The St John's medical staff coming over to see on his condition, but he does look as if he's going to be okay, I think. But he has been disqualified for being the cause of the stoppage, so the Pirates are going to go with one rider only, as in fact the rain has just started to fall here at Arlington, and that is not good. Hopefully it's only going to be light sprinkling as MROCZKA, well, he makes his way back to the pits, and say he's out of the rerun of heat number 7. So Bjarne PEDERSEN, the sole pool representative in this race. So KLING, well, he hadn't made a bad start first time round. Joonas KYLMAKORPI made a pretty good one. Phil Griffin, of course, is the referee here this evening. And the rain, well, it has abated. I don't think we're going to get too much of it. It's not forecast for the area. As heat number 7, the rerun is underway, and so is KYLMAKORPI from the inside. KLING has made a better gate. Bjarne PEDERSEN coming around the outside. On second, this KLING has got around the outside of PEDERSEN. This is a much more positive ride by the young Swede, Ricky KLING. He is such an enigmatic rider. The crowd were there cheering him as he gets very tight there with him and Bjarne PEDERSEN. Out in front though, KYLMAKORPI leads the way. So the Lifestyle Eagles, they could be taking the lead for the first time this evening, this first leg of the 2010 Elite League Cup final. Remember, of course, these two teams, well, they met in the 2008 version of this competition. EASTBOURNE, they had a big home win, and then they went down to Wimborne Road and scored a magnificent draw down there to win the cup in very, very convincing style. They're going to get a convincing 5-1 in heat number 7. The home fans are delighted as KYLMAKORPI scores his first points of the night. Ricky KLING, an excellent second place for him. Bjarne PEDERSEN, he scores his first point. A third 5-1 out of 7 races for the home side then. And they do take the lead for the first time this evening. They move on to 23 points. Poole, well, they move on to 19. The home crowd are delighted, as you would imagine. Great stuff there from KYLMAKORPI and KLING. So heat number 8, we're approaching the halfway stage of this first leg. Of course, just a quarter of the way through this two-legged KO Cup final. EASTBOURNE in the lead for the first time. The lineup for this one, we've got Lewis Bridger coming out to replace Ricky KLING. So team manager Trevor Gear and Dean Barker making those switches in heat 7 and 8. He's off gate number 1. Off gate number 2 is Jason Doyle, who's looked pretty good so far. Paid 4 from his first 2 rides off gate 3. Is Cameron Woodward. He's looked very good so far. Paid 6 from the skipper. Ride replacement out in for him, of course, in place of Thomas Jedrzak. And from the outside, it is Darcy WARD. As we take a look at Darcy coming out off gate number 4, of course, the World Under-21 champion for the second year. As we get ready then, heat number 8, 23 points to EASTBOURNE, 19 to Poole. Heat 8 is underway, and into that first corner, Woodward, Darcy trying to come across Woodward, he's managed to do so. Doyle has made the start as well with him. It's a 5-1, as Cameron Woodward, he's got very close there to Doyle, he's come down, he is going to remount the race, he is continuing. Lewis Bridger is back in third, but he's challenging Jason Doyle, now he's locked up. The riders, they really are giving it 110% here this evening, as Darcy WARD, he leading the way from Jason Doyle in second spot. Lewis Bridger back in third. Cameron Woodward, the Eastbourne captain. He's moved on to the centre green. He'll be disappointed with his ride in heat number 8. Rider replacement going to score no points in this one. Lewis Bridger, he's still putting Doyle under plenty of pressure, and he's done well enough to come through in the second place. The home fans are jumping up and down in front of us above the referee's box where we're filming from. A 4-2 for Poole. Of course, it could have been a 5-1, but Lewis Bridger, an excellent ride by him to get up into second place, putting Doyle under immense pressure, and finally finding a way past into second spot. It is a heat advantage for Poole then. They do cut the lead from 4 to 2 points as Darcy Ward, he scores his first race win of the evening. Eastbourne, they move on to 25. Poole just a couple of points behind. They're on 23. So an excellent race win there for Darcy. His first of the meeting. That's paid 6 from his 3 rides. So he doesn't rate this as one of his favourite tracks, but a good outing that there where there's me and my shadow. Of course, that is Chrissy Holder. Lewis Bridger, second place in that ride. He scored 6 points from his first 3 outings, so pretty good scoring for him. Having a few words there with JK, who's much happier after his victory in his second ride, of course, on his second machine. As we get ready for heat number 9, Cameron Woodward, the Eastbourne captain, he comes out in this one. That retirement in heat number 8. Thumbs up there from former Eastbourne Eagle, of course, Edward Kennett, as Davey Watt gets ready for action. So heat number 9, after track grading, we have the 4 riders at the start, and well, this is a very potent pairing of Simon Gustafsson and Cameron Woodward coming out for the Lifestyle Eagles. We got Cam coming out off gate number 1. There he is. He's scored paid 6 from his first 3. Of course, it's very almost identical scoring to Simon Gustafsson, who was unbeaten after his first 2 rides, but then ran a last in his third outing, just as Cam did in the previous race, heat number 8. So Woodward off gate number 1, Davey Watts off gate number 2. Solid start for the Poole captain. He's on 5 points from his first 2 rides. Gate 3, that does see Simon Gustafsson, and from the outside it is Leon Madsen. And Leon, well, he's scored paid 4 from his first 2 outings. So Eastbourne 25, Poole 23. The riders taking their time at the start line in front of probably the biggest crowd of the season here at Arlington for this fixture. Poole, of course, well, they are desperate to win some silverware. As they did not win the Elite League title, of course, Commentary beating them over the 2 legs very convincingly indeed. As green light is on, and it's their first start. Madsen has made a big gate off of the outside. Davey Watt has gone with him as well. Woodward has come through in the third. Madsen's gone out far too wide. An error by the Poole number 6, and he tries to close in on Simon Gustafsson, but it's his captain Davey Watt who leads the way. A shared heat, a possibility here in heat number 9, which would see Eastbourne retain their 2-point advantage. Of course, heat 8, we saw the first 4-2 of the meeting rather. It's all been 5-1s and 3-alls the rest of the match here, as Davey Watt looks like he's going to collect his second victory. They're on the final lap. Watt leading the way from Woodward in second, Gustafsson in third. Madsen, he's slowing down at the back. He's not going to finish the race. His captain most certainly is, though. It's going to be victory for Davey Watt. Second place goes to Cameron Woodward. The battle of the 2 captains, that results in a victory for the visiting rider. Third spot does go to Simon Gustafsson. A shared heat then. So Eastbourne, well, they still retain their 2-point lead. Cam and Davey Watt just having a few words there. I think it's all friendly banter. As Eastbourne, well, they progress to 28, and Poole, well, they move on to 26. So on to the 10th race, 2/3 of the way after this heat of this first leg of this 2010 Elite League Knockout Cup final. And the lineup, well, it sees off at gate number 1, rider replacement, it is Joonas KYLMAKORPI. He won his last ride in very good style following his retirement in his first outing. Gate number 2, that brings out Jason Doyle. He has replaced Artur MROCZKA in this one. A late switch there by Neil Middleditch. Gate number 3 sees Matej ZAGAR. Looked impressive in his victory in heat number 6. And from the outside off gate number 4, it is Bjarne PEDERSEN, who surprisingly has only scored 1 point from his 2 rides. Of course, he did have the engine failure off the start line in his first outing. So heat number 10, 28 points to Eastbourne, 26 to Poole. The Eagles will be hoping for a 10-point lead at least to take down to Wimborne Road on Wednesday. Heat 10 is about to get away. Admiral walks away. Green lights on. Safe drive. Fast start by the 2 Eastbourne riders. KYLMAKORPI and ZAGAR in first and second. PEDERSEN is in third. Doyle at the back as they come round down the third and fourth bend on the opening lap of heat number 10. ZAGAR leading the way. With behind to see his teammate behind him, KYLMAKORPI. It doesn't look like at the moment. Doyle has taken a tumble, but he is remounting out of camera shot. Bjarne PEDERSEN. He's having a terrible meeting here this evening. If he scores a point in this, there will only be 2 points from his first 3 rides. And Eastbourne, well, they had that magnificent win over Wolverhampton here. Of course, an absolutely unexpected 63-29 win in the first leg of the KO Cup semi-final. Of course, and then they went to Fortress Monmore Green and came away with a 2-point victory there. And it looks like they're going to have a 6-point lead over the team that finished top of the Elite League table in 2010. Eventually finished runners-up in the Elite League title race. Of course, the POOLE Pirates have 5-1. ZAGAR and KYLMAKORPI over PEDERSEN. Jason Doyle falling early on in that race. A fourth 5-1 for the home side. They now lead by 33 points to 27. And well, let's go into the pits and see what a couple of the riders have got to say.
Right, interval time, and we're in the pits with Pirates number 1 Chris Holder and his team manager Darcy WARD there.
Right tonight, off duty team manager.
Off duty, is he? Right.
Yeah.
Well, 6 points in it at this stage, Chris. So it's not too bad for you guys at the moment.
Yeah, it's good. We're not our best place to come this one, and 6 points is pretty good at the minute. They've had a few 5-1s, but we've pegged them back. So if we can just finish off the meet and it's like we sort of started, we should be there or thereabouts. But we're going for the win, and we can do it. We just got to pull our fingers out.
Bit of a dream start in the first one as well.
Yeah, well, he won. Yeah. It makes or breaks your night, doesn't it? So no, it was good to get a win, and then I got a third since then, and I've had a long wait. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there and hopefully add a few more points to my tally.
Indeed. Track conditions tonight, Chris, as you expected here?
Yeah, just the normal. It's like I said before, it's not a track I enjoy riding on. It's a real difficult track and it's hard to pass on and whatever. So hopefully I can make 2 starts and be out in front. It'll be much nicer.
Darky did well on his last ride there, didn't he?
I thought he was coming in.
A little wobble there. Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know. You'll have to draft him in and ask him.
A little word, Darky, are you? Tell us what happened. We were just chatting to your protege here at the moment. Yeah, you had a good win earlier, but a little wobble on that bend there. What happened there, Darky?
I was trying too hard. I was scared they were behind me. I didn't want to get past.
No danger of that, was there? Or?
Nah, the track's just not a favourite. I was just struggling a bit. I get to about the 3rd lap and can't feel my arms. So it's all first 2 laps of me, and then the other 2 are just whatever's going on the bike.
Have to do double time at the gym this week, eh?
Yeah, right across. But obviously, you guys, finally, before we let you go, you're obviously here to win, but if you don't, as narrow a defeat as possible for Wednesday's second leg.
Yeah, that's the way I guess everyone wants to do it like that, and to get a win here would be pretty good. That's why Midlow's been pretty pumped to make us win here after our loss and all that, and we're going pretty good, I guess. 6 point here is not pretty bad considering the score they had here against Wolves, and Wolves is a pretty good team, so we're doing well.
Indeed, and finally, how's your number 1 doing tonight?
He's had 2 wins, but he's got another 2. And
I've had 2 wins. I've had a first and a third, man.
holy!
Thanks for your time, guys. Well, Eagles, Joonas KYLMAKORPI, things looking good for you so far. 6 points up at the interval stage. Are you quite happy with the way things are at the minute?
Yeah, sure. We are. Poole is been gating pretty well tonight, and you know, I see one.
Gustafsson, has he been doing well?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen any of his. No, they are gating good, and I think we need about 10 points lead to Poole for Wednesday. So we have still some work to do.
Indeed, and on a personal level, problems for you in your first one?
Yeah, my engine seized, so it
complete seizure.
Yeah. So it wasn't a good start, but the reserve bike seems to work pretty good.
Yeah. And well, you enjoying the conditions out there tonight? Are the tracks as you guys would have liked it?
Yeah, sure. It's I mean, it's quite hard to prepare tracks this time of year when it's cold and it's been raining a little bit, so it's really good.
Indeed. All right, JK, and I'll be back in action soon. So thanks for your time and good luck.
Good to hear there from JK. As another Finn, there's Ollie Tiravainen, full respawn rider, works for Dugard's Machine Tools, of course, and he's often down here watching the action. Cameron Woodward there, Simon Gustafsson, the home side, having opened up a 6-point lead. They'll be wanting to increase that over the last third of this meeting. Simon, he started off the meeting so well, but it's gone a bit downhill for him since, but he can still give us a smile. As you can see, Darcy WARD, he's getting ready for his 4th outing, maybe his final one. He may get a nominated heat as well. Of course, he did win his last race in heat number 8, the world under-21 champion 2 times. Of course, that was a great effort to win it in Pallets. So back out on track then after those interviews with Joonas, Chris and also Darcy, and all 3 of those riders are out for heat number 11. Eastbourne on 33, Poole on 27. Can the Eagles build up a substantial lead to take down to Wimborne Road on Wednesday? Will the Pirates hit back? Crucial races over the next 5 heats. This is the first of them. Chris Holder, he's off at gate number 1, 4 points from his first 2 rides. Gate number 2, that sees Joonas KYLMAKORPI. That paid win in heat number 10 with Matej ZAGAR off gate number 3. We got Artur MROCZKA, we got Darcy WARD, and from the outside it is Lewis Bridger. So heat 11, track has been worked on by Bob Dugard during the interval, looks in great condition. Eastbourne 6 points to the good. Into that first bend, Holder's made a good start. Darcy and WARD and Joonas KYLMAKORPI, they've come down. There was a nudge there from KYLMAKORPI. From Holder rather than that sent Joonas KYLMAKORPI to the ground, and Darcy WARD, we had nowhere to go but rode into Joonas, and Darcy, well, he does look in some distress. Not good signs for the team from Dorset as Chris Holder goes over to check on his great buddy, and Phil Griffin has decided to it's first bend bunching, and well, that's certainly the right call. All 4 riders are going to be going into the rerun of heat number 11, but will Darcy WARD be able to make it? So the Poole fans looking on anxiously, but as we pull back we can see that Darcy WARD is okay, back to his feet, and Chris Holder will be back out for the rerun of heat number 11. That will be coming up shortly. So back for the rerun then of heat number 11. Darcy, well, good to see him back on his machine. So he did look in some discomfort when he first went down, but these riders, of course, tough as teak. Nearly at the end of a very long season, and most of them, of course, will be taking a very well-deserved break during the winter months. Both Chris and Darcy, well, I'm sure they're going to be riding in Australia. Of course, they will be riding in Lee Adams' farewell meeting in Mildura on January the 5th. They were both at Legno and Swindon as well, riding in the meetings there. We were also there, a couple of great meetings they were as well, as Lee finishes his European career. Heat number 11 gets underway, the rerun in this cup final. KYLMAKORPI gets across Holder, WARD is in 3rd, Bridger at the back. KYLMAKORPI is who leads the way. Great riding there by Joonas to keep Holder behind him. Holder, but he's hit a few problems there, but he still holds on to that second place. Darcy WARD is in third. The two Castle Cover Pirates, well, they're not going to be able to catch the world long track champion there. The best they can do is keep Lewis Bridger behind them. Holder, well, he's leaving WARD to his own devices now. Bridger, well, he's one of the most exciting riders around the Arlington Raceway, and he's going to try and find a way past WARD here. Here he comes, makes a big move around the outside. They're on the final lap. KYLMAKORPI is going to get the win. Holder's going to get second place. Will Bridger be able to find a way past WARD? The checkered flag is out. KYLMAKORPI is going to win his second race of the meeting. Holder gets second. Darcy WARD, he does well there to hold on to that third place. Lewis Bridger, well, certainly 10 out of 10 for effort. And the Castle Cover Pirates, well, they are on the rack a little bit here. Now, this evening, Eastbourne certainly look as if they could be about to take control of this meeting. They are 6 points up. So, Paul, I think they'll be quite happy with a shared heat in that one. Joonas takes his second win. Eastbourne moving on to 36, with the visitors on to 30. We move along then to heat number 12, 4 heats to go, as the riders are at the start line for this one. And it sees Leon Madsen coming out off gate number 1, paid for from his 3 rides so far. Poor ride in his last outing. Gate number 2 sees Simon Gustafsson. Simon, he scored paid 8 from his 4 at that one Duff ride where he failed to get any points, but other than that, he's rode solidly here tonight. Gate number 3, that brings out Bjarne PEDERSEN, just a couple of points for the Poole legend. And from the outside, it is Ricky KLING. Excellent race, paid win in his last ride. Paid for from his 3 rides. He's improving with each outing. What can he do in heat number 12? The Lifestyle Eagles, they may well fancy a heat advantage in this one. They lead by 6 points with, say, just 4 races left to run in this first leg, remember. And then all roads lead down to Poole for the second leg on Wednesday. Sure, we're going to have a cracking atmosphere down there as well. As we get ready then, heat number 12 is about to get underway. Green light is on, and who's got out of the start? Well, it's the rider in yellow, is Leon Madsen, and Bjarne PEDERSEN has joined him as well. The Eastbourne pair not getting out of the start. Gustafsson is in third, KLING is at the back. PEDERSEN going out very wide indeed. Gustafsson tries to come through on the inside. Close action in heat 12, but Madsen it is who leads the way. Well, he is a fast skater on occasions. It's the young Dane. He's shot out of the start, and he looks very assured out in front. Bjarne PEDERSEN, his best ride of the meeting. He's on a paid win. Gustafsson in third, KLING at the back once again. A 5-1 for Poole, and this will get them right back into this match. Just when we thought that perhaps that the Eagles were going to score away to a bigger lead, it is Poole that are kind of closing in a couple of points, showing what a determined team they have been this year. Certainly the best team in the league over the whole season, but unfortunately they did not win the championship, of course. They're on going to the fast finishing Coventry Build Base Bees. It's a third 5-1 of the meeting for the visitors, as Leon Madsen, he shot out of the gate, went on to get the win. Bjarne PEDERSEN, he came under pressure from Simon Gustafsson, but he was able to hold on to that second place. A 5-1. Eastbourne move on to 37. Poole move on to 35. 3 heats remain. Well, a great 5-1 then for the visitors in heat number 12, as Leon Madsen and Bjarne PEDERSEN just back in their pits bay. And well, for Simon Gustafsson, just a point in what will be his final ride. I don't think we won't be seeing him in the nominated heat, so it's a meeting that started so well for him. Certainly got worse as it went on. Lewis Bridger and Darcy WARD, 2 great Speedway talents, just sharing a laugh and a joke And well, we're going to get ready for the action of big heat 13. So moving on to the 13th heat then. And this of course sees 4 heat leaders coming up to the line. We've got Matej ZAGAR. He comes out off gate number 1. He's looked very good in his last 2 rides for those 2 victories. Gate number 2, that sees Chrissy Holder paid 6 points from his 3 rides. Of course, he beat ZAGAR in the opening race. Off at gate number 3, we've got Joonas KYLMAKORPI. He's scored, paid 9 from his 4 rides. And from the outside, we've got Davey WATT, who has scored 8 points. He's looked very impressive as Davey. And we wonder whether he'll be an Eastbourne rider next year. Of course, he does seem to be every other year. Poole side where they have got to, the team has got to be torn up in some respects. Of course, the averages that have come in, they're going to be way over the points now, unfortunately for them. We understand Coventry, they may only have to lose 1 rider from the septet that won the Elite League title, such as the vagaries of the average system. As heat number 13 is about to get underway. ZAGAR, KYLMAKORPI, Holder WATT, 37-35 is the lead. And the all-important start going into it. It is ZAGAR who's made the gate. With Holder in second, got some lift. KYLMAKORPI shot through on the inside. That was excellent riding by KYLMAKORPI. First he was able to see off Davey WATT with a full piece of riding. Then he cut back on the inside of Chrissy Holder. He's got up into second place. Joonas, who has been a big success story for Eastbourne this year. It's going to be the first season in 5 that he's finished the season uninjured. Touch wood, of course, with a meeting and 1 more race to go after this heat. But he's holding on to that second place at a 5-1. He's on the cards for the Lifestyle Eagles. This pairing, they had one in heat number 10. It looks like they're going to repeat it in heat 13. The home crowd will be pleased with this. A 5-1 for Poole in heat number 12, but a 5-1 for Eastbourne in heat 13. As ZAGAR and KYLMAKORPI, they get maximum points available to them. Chrissy Holder back in 3rd. Davey WATT, he fails to score for the first time this evening. As Eastbourne, well, that sees them move on to 42 points with the Castle Cover Pirates. They move on to 36, a 6-point lead. Once again, the crowd, they cheer on the 2 Eagles after that. 6-point lead. Will it be increased, or will Poole come back in heat 14? Well, the rain obviously has stayed off. We've got pretty clear skies. You can see a full moon here at Arlington as we pan back for the action ahead of heat number 14. Get to see the riders down on track. 42 points to Eastbourne, 36 to Poole. And 2 very important races coming up in the context of this cup final. We've got the riders at the start line. Artur MROCZKA comes out off gate number 1. A poor meeting for him, just 1 point from his 2 rides. Gate number 2, that sees Lewis Bridger. He has scored 6 points, ran a last in his previous outing, but chased home Darcy WARD. Off gate 3, we've got Jason Doyle. He scored, paid 5 from his 4 rides. He also had a last in his previous outing. From the outside, it is Cameron Woodward, the captain. He scored 8 points from his outing so far. Heat number 14, 6-point lead for Eastbourne as the race gets underway. Woodward has made a fast start from the outside, but Jason Doyle off gate 3 has made a great gate. Lewis Bridger though cuts through on the inside, takes up first spot. MROCZKA's at the back. Woodward will be desperate to find a way past Doyle, and he's done it as he moves through in a second place. The home crowd roar their approval as Lewis Bridger leads the way. Woodward in second spot, Doyle only back in 3rd. MROCZKA struggling badly here this evening. I'm sure he's pleased when the season comes to an end. He's at the back as Eastbourne, this could be their 2nd consecutive 5-1. It would see them open up a 10-point lead with 1 race remaining and 1 lap remaining of heat number 14 as Bridger heads the way. Looks as if he's going to get his 2nd race win of the meeting. Cameron Woodward has joined him out following that pass on Jason Doyle. The home crowd were absolutely delighted with that, as you can imagine. Lewis Bridger and Cameron Woodward scoring a big 5-1 in heat number 14. Cam doing the business on that first lap, finding a way past Jason Doyle in great style to set up another 5-1 for the home side. That's their 6th of the meeting, as the two riders receive the applause, and of course that does mean that Eastbourne, well, they open up a 10-point lead for the first time this evening. They move on to 47 points with Poole on 37, as Lewis, well, he's done well here this evening. He's scored 9 points from his 5 rides, and well, the track's up, better get out of the way a bit quick, as Lewis doing his Joe Screen impression and continuing round on his lap of honour. Great stuff from the Eastbourne guest, and well, still he carries on. He's not going to get off the track anytime soon. Bob Dugard, well, he's on the third bend, but fortunately Lewis able to avoid him. Here he comes round once again. Great stuff from one of Arlington's favourite sons, Lewis Bridger. Great race win in heat 14. And back in the pits area, where Lewis has finally got there following his Joe Screen impersonation. Good night's work for him. 9 points from his 5 rides, as we get ready for the 15th and final race, this first leg of this 2010 Knockout Cup final. A 10-point lead is a handy lead for Eastbourne to have. They'll be wanting to increase that in the final race, as we walk down the pits and see Cameron Woodward following his paid win in that one, of course, behind Lewis. Those 2 5-1s in a row have given Eastbourne a tidy lead. And Cam, well, I wonder if he'll be out in the nominated race as well. To wait and see on that one, as there is Poole rider Artur MROCZKA. It's been a big struggle for him, just a point from his 3 rides. Has struggled since he's moved up into the main part of the team, has found it pretty hard. Neil Middleditch, he's just checking things out, of course, the very experienced Poole team manager, as we get ready for the 15th race. So we've got the lineup for the nominated race, and Eastbourne, well, the team management, they have gone for Matej ZAGAR and Joonas KYLMAKORPI. No real surprise about that, and no real surprise as to who Neil Middleditch has gone for. He has chosen Davey WATT and Chris Holder. So the final race, Eastbourne, well, they've scored 2 5-1s in the last couple of races, 6 in total. The Castle Cover Pirates, well, they have had 3 5-1s themselves, of which Chris Holder, well, he was part of one, as was Davey WATT in races 1 and 4 respectively. They could do with a big 5-1 in this final race. Of course, a crucial last race coming up. Eastbourne, well, they could go into the second leg with a 14-point lead. Conversely, it could be just 6 points. The big race coming up, heat 15. Eastbourne have won the toss. You can see they've taken gates 1 and 3. The final race, this first leg gets underway. Going to that first corner, and it is Davey WATT and Chris Holder who make good starts. ZAGAR, though, is who takes the lead. Holder comes around the outside. A great piece of brave riding there by Holder to lead the way. Second place is ZAGAR. WATT is in third. KYLMAKORPI at the back. It is a 4-2 for Poole then in the final race. And this would see them trailed by 8 points going into the second leg, as Holder leads from ZAGAR in second. KYLMAKORPI challenging Davey WATT, but WATT's got a comfortable gap between him and KYLMAKORPI at the moment. The riders come round to start the final lap. Chris Holder is who looks like he's going to finish with a race win. He started with one in the opening heat when he took a victory, and he's going to get one here in the final race. Poole are going to score their second 4-2 of the meeting, a big one for them as well. In the final race, the Poole fans will be very pleased indeed with that. Great riding there by Chrissy Holder. A tremendous first lap involving him and Matej ZAGAR, the 2 number 1s. and it's Zagar who takes the victory. Handshakes between the pair of them. A 4-2 for the visitors then to finish up within the final race, which gives us a final result in this first leg of this 2010 Elite League Knockout Cup final. Eastbourne, they have amassed 49 points. The Poole Castle Pirates, they have finished on 41, so an 8-point lead for Eastbourne to defend on Wednesday. Will it be enough? Time will tell on that. Anyway, let's go down onto the centre, and we're going to have a few words from Kevin.
So there you have it. As the dust settles here for the final time in 2010, it is those Eastbourne Lifestyle Eagles going off to the second leg with an 8-point lead after those first 15 heats. 15 more big ones still to come, I'm sure, down at Wimborne Road. But whatever happens, nothing can take away the fact that Eastbourne have come to age in the second half of the 2010 and thoroughly earned their place in this Knockout Cup final. I'm Kevin Coombes again. Thank you for your purchase of ReRun Productions. Have a very healthy and safe Christmas and New Year, and I'll see you in 2011.